Hey YouTube, this video is going to show how I farm, kill, and basically get everything from the Slayer mobs. I'm going to show you automated machines that help you spawn them. Now note there is no automated way to really kill the Slayer mobs without getting the loot. I mean, you can automatically kill them, but you're not going to get what you want from them. Nor will it help you with your challenges and whatnot. As you see here, I'm working with Sonny now. And I decided, since I got to Sonny and everything, and I've built a machine for every single monster, I decided to compile a single video with every single Slayer mob that is out currently as of March 17th, 2018. Now, we're going to go down the list. The first in the list is Goblin. So, Goblin, you can't really automatically spawn. Goblins, as far as my testing of a few hundred zombies go, you cannot summon them via killing them with lava. I haven't tried suffocation, but suffocation would be a little bit tedious to how a goblin is. So this is my goblin facility. The facility is large because I contain more zombie spawners than the other ones, and it is encased in half slabs for safety and a door for protection. Now those two words may be the same to you, but let me explain. So here we have 23 zombies. Well, now 29 or 30. This little room right here is designed to keep the goblin encased with its wolf anytime you get out and shut the door. You kill them on grass, and eventually you kill a wolf, which means that a goblin appeared, and there you go. There's a goblin. Now, I'm going to mute the sounds of the game from time to time by putting blocks, friendly creatures, and hostile creatures down to 0, because the sounds of them are actually quite loud. And I'll show you why in a second. This facility allows you to get emeralds, diamonds, gold, challenge experience, rare disassemblers, and basic disassemblers. Now, I don't know if they can drop a better disassembler than rare. I haven't been able to see it, although I haven't killed more than maybe 500 goblins, so who knows what they can drop. Now on to the next ones. The next one is vampires. Now, how fitting that we're going to kill vampires as the sun is rising. Now, the vampire facility is very slow. I only have 10 spider spawners, but it is an efficient facility at what it does. Basically, you have an airlock. This airlock is designed to let the spider in and then shut. That airlock alone prevents bats from escaping, as well as making sure that skeletons that summon from jockeys do not come in whatsoever. So what you may see here is a random assortment of glass in weird and uncoordinated patterns of sorts, but there is a reason why the glass is like this, especially with these tiny holes, indents, etc., and also the thickness of the glass. You see, vampires, out of all of the enemies, are quite literally the hardest to contain, because they summon from bats, which can fly around. They also summon incorrectly. They don't summon in the block, they summon at the bat. And what happens with bats most of the time is that they fly in corners. So they'll fly in this corner, fly up there, fly in that corner, etc. And they'll get themselves stuck in a block every time the vampire appears. Let me show you. So what this machine does is it has 2 airlocks and a vampire lock. This is the vampire lock because it abuses the AI of enemies thinking that trapdoors don't exist. These are the 2 airlocks for the bats. Now what you do is you make sure that the airlocks for the bats are shut. You kill spiders, but you make sure that you do not kill past the final one. The airlock above is designed to keep jockeys, which sometimes spawn, away from this room so that you don't get peppered by arrows early and get vampires to summon and trap you in here. Alright? So I'm going to kill a few spiders. And I'm going... Oh, I got a Vortex 3 potion. So now I'm going to go back through here. Now, usually you're supposed to wait till there's like 100, then you kill them all, and then there's just hundreds of bats. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to this airlock, try to find a corner that the bats aren't hugging, then quickly go through. This will lock all the bats in that section of the facility. Then you shut that door for safety and close the vampire lock. Now, you're going to need some eggs, and due to another machine that I'll show you later, I have an ample supply of skeleton eggs. You can also get these from completing Boston missions, Valgard, etc. So, I summon my skeleton, and with a full piece of diamond armor, or a full set, let me just make one real quick. With a full set of diamond armor, you simply wear, get some golden apples, and let me just clean up my inventory here. I know it's a cluttered mess right now, but this facility has gone through like 50 changes. So don't blame me, please. You get this set of armor on, you go in here, and the skeleton starts pecking you. Now, the distance between here and that corner of the bats is just enough so that all bats in the facility have a chance to turn into a vampire. Now, I'm just going to sit here and take enough arrows until I see maybe 2 to 3 vampires appear. So, jump cut. Okay. I think this is enough to show how the machine works and the reasons of the weird glass outline of the facility. So, let's take off this armor and put on the good old set here. So, now that a few vampires have spawned, I can show you a few of the reasons why the glass is like this. For example, bats cannot go through half slabs or half block amount of room, which is why this here exists. Some vampires will spawn up there, which this allows you to smack them off of the half block. Now, the reason why these 2 corners exist is, as shown here, the vampire can sometimes spawn in the corner block because the bat keeps flying into the corner like that. And when he spawns in the corner, he'll appear inside the block instead of in there. So, this corner here is to stop vampires from abusing their lovely glitchy ways, and you can kill them safely. For the other vampires, you simply want to open up the airlocks, and this will attract the vampires that are in the room. The vampires will run towards you, although that vampire seems to not notice me. There you go. The vampires will run towards you because they believe that the trapdoors don't really exist in their path, and they run as quick as possible to you, as you see here. Simply take your grinder sword, or just a normal wooden sword, and smack them. And like that, you kill vampires. They give you iron block seeds, as well as challenge experience, bloodsuck book. I know they have siphon books as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Just iron ingots and vampire dust. They're not that good. But again, this video is not to show that they're good or not. It's to show how to farm them safely, efficiently, and with little to no stress. I'm gonna get rid of these bats, and we'll move on to the next machine. Also, for those of you who are curious as to why I have an airlock, I'll show you. So, with all the doors shut, I'm going to release the airlock. Now, you don't want to deal with that when it comes to your bats, am I right? That's why this airlock exists. This airlock exists to keep out all of the jockey skeletons that summon, as well as to keep the bats inside the room. Oh look, after we talked about the spiders and their jockey buddies, it's becoming nighttime, and what better time to show the werewolf machine. Now, The werewolf machine is an automatic sheep grinder of sorts. It uses dispensers with a tower of redstone to turn on or off to push sheep from a grassy field into a single square. Once the sheep falls into the square, you then turn off the machine. Sheep cannot spawn from the spawners if there's water on the grass. So once the sheep is in there, you turn off the water so that it keeps on spawning. As to show here. So, you flick the lever to shut that door, and you push the button to kill them with lava. Now make sure that the sheep, as I said, make sure that the sheep has direct line of sight of the moonlight, because if anything is blocking the sheep's path of seeing the moonlight, it will not summon werewolves. So, I muted the audio so that you don't get your ears destroyed in the video. But what happens is the sheep die from lava, and there is a 1-block fixture here, separated with wool so I can easily break it and then put it back whenever I need to go in there to add more spawners. And the sheep will sometimes summon a skeleton. I wish it summoned a skeleton when I said that. There we go. It will sometimes summon a skeleton, and then when that skeleton dies from the lava damage, it turns into a werewolf. Well, technically it doesn't die, it just transforms when it goes halfway down its health. Then, when the werewolf appears, it goes through the 1-block fixture, tries to get to me through the door, because there's a door here, which makes them want to go towards it, because that's the only path the AI can take. And then the werewolf goes over the stairs, which stops them from coming back trying to kill the sheep, because if you do not have this stair here, this 2-block gap, or 2-block height of a wall, they're going to come back and try to kill the sheep that's in the spawner, which will just make the machine slower. You don't want them to go back and not huddle up in this little room. So, for the sake of the video, maybe I'll stop the machine early. It can keep on going if it needs to. But I'm going to stop the machine early just so I can talk about the next machines. I'm trying to make this video short but informative. So I'm going to turn off the machine. And as you see here, all the werewolves have piled up in this little room. You can safely kill them through this little hole here. I'm just going to kill that one skeleton in there so that it comes in as a werewolf. There we go. And there we go, that's the final werewolf. Now you're going to need a sword that's made of iron. I use the Morbid Will that I used to use from the mob arena, but it's still pretty good at getting rid of wolves. And you just kill them through this little hole. I'm sorry that the video may be a little bit quiet and all you hear is my voice and maybe a few item pickup noises. But that's because if you don't unmute your, or not unmute, if you don't mute your sounds, it's going to get loud. So, what werewolves drop is a bit of challenge experience, ignites, their fur, soulstone, super crops, bat bombs, and I also heard from the guy that they drop immortal stones, but I have not received one at all from them, so it's not common. As the moon begins to set and the sun begins to rise, let's talk about the next machine. It's the Dark Knight one. Now, if you're curious as to why I keep my sound muted, it's because most of the machines make a lot of noise due to their invincibility to the lava that kills them. But I will keep it at like 5% so that you could hear what I'm talking about on this machine. Although I don't think you're going to hear it much on this machine, but on the next one you're going to hear it as well. Just for those who are curious, you know? Ooh, an automatic server restart. So I guess I should finish this quickly, am I right? Let's just mute note block noises so that the automatic restart doesn't bug the recording. So over here is the Dark Knight machine. And what this machine is a normal skeleton grinder. There's not that many skeleton spawners in here. But skeletons fall into this hole, which then push them to this one location. You then flick a button, which kills them with lava on the bottom and top of black clay. and eventually a Dark Knight will appear. No, not the Dark Knight Rises, just Dark Knights. There it is. Funny enough, Dark Knights don't actually make noise when it comes to lava. I just always keep it muted. I just learned that right now. Anyways, you build a trap facility such as this, where the ceiling is big enough to accommodate these guys, but the way to get into the room is 2 blocks only, because they can't get in. And you see, every time I come over here, they try coming towards me. When I come back, they go towards the trap doors. They go towards the trap doors because that's the only way that they can sense that leads to me. And I'm going to turn off this machine because, as well as this machine is built, I'm going to tell you now, Dark Knights are the most annoying things to farm. Alright, vampires may be, you know, difficult to contain, but they're easy to kill. These guys, on the other hand, and yes, my Slayer level is easily over the required amount to kill them. But as you see here, normal golden swords against these guys don't do much, if anything at all. I've been storing all of these swords. Here's a little tip. I'm storing them because whenever I prestige, I'm going to use this as easy blacksmith experience. Now, what Dark Knights drop is gold, ignite spells, and golden ore seeds. And no, they do not drop black stained clay. That's just me putting it here for storage. And they also drop buckets of lava. So, I'm just going to make a few more swords, just to show you what it can do. Okay. And if they hit you, they wither and put you on fire. Which is why you want to make sure you build a facility that traps them like this, because they hurt. They hurt like a truck. It takes just the same amount of time it takes to break a truck with a sword made of gold, I guess. And the reward that you get, useless. It's just useless. Now on to the final machine, the coup de grace. Did I say that correctly? It's the Chaos Knight machine. Now, this machine I have made a video on before, but not that many people have seen it. Probably because I'm not a popular YouTuber, obviously, but it's a very useful machine. This machine right here that you're looking at is capable of giving me 150 to maybe 200 Chaos Knights in the time span of about 25 to 30 minutes. That's like that's like 2 Chaos Knights a minute, or like 4 Chaos Knights a minute. It's absurd. And it doesn't seem like it at first. You push the button to turn on the lava to kill the skeleton, and then eventually it'll summon a Chaos Knight. But a few things about this machine. For one, Chaos Knights can appear from Chaos Knights. The minions that Chaos Knights summon Chaos Knights. So the more Chaos Knights that go in your machine, the more Chaos Knights that appear in your machine, the more Chaos Knights build up in your machine. It's sort of like an exponential growth. Now I'm going to put this down to 2% because the sound is, again, very loud. What you're hearing is only 2% of the volume. Imagine that was 100%. So, just to stop that noise, you summon hundreds of Chaos Knights from being here. Now remember, your FPS is going to dip, so try not to get it too many to summon there, or else you're going to lag not only you, but the server. Please, be careful with this machine. I don't want the server to lag. You flick a lever that opens the door, which obviously makes the AI want to run to you. This acts as a block to them. Now they can glitch through if something pushes them through this area, but they themselves will never want to walk through here. Skeletons drop a lot of loot. Now I use a lot of magnets to absorb the loot if I want to be safe and not want to risk going in there, because they can glitch through this door if like 200 to 300 exist. So just be safe with this machine and use a bit of magnets. Now, what they drop is diamond ore seeds, a beautiful amount of them. I just recently cleaned it, but it was like a stack of a few of them. dispels, ender pearls, and then horse eggs from the horses that they ride on. They also drop forge essences, but no one really cares about forge essence. The normal skeletons will drop ender bows, everbloom elixir, skeleton heads, and eggs to spawn skeletons, which, again, I'd use these eggs for the vampire machine. Now, the loot that they drop from the Chaos Knights that is juicy is, although I don't have it in any of these chests, oh, well, I forgot to clean this one out. They drop soul stones, which are nice. They drop loads of challenge experience. If you're a person who has traded with me and wondered where I get this experience, I get it from my Chaos Knight machine, alright? The secret's out, people. Not like it was already not out, but yeah. And they drop loads of diamonds. Have I said that before? They drop loads of diamonds. All these chests are filled to the brim with diamonds. And this is filled to the brim with diamond blocks. This one's not yet, but just think of that for a second. That's a lot of diamonds. But if that doesn't suit your fancy, the last thing that they drop, which should make everyone happy, is random corrupted kit keys. See this right here? It's juicy. And I think I've gotten about 7 or so from my machine so far, maybe 8. Oh, they also drop immortal stars. I have 5 of them, but they're not useful to me. I don't use them. But yeah, you know, they drop immortal stars as well. And you can see here I've been building up quite a collection of soul stones. So yeah, as the server is about to restart, because I'm not professional at all at recording, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like if you liked any of these machines or if it helped you in any way, and share it around. So I hope to see you in the next video. I hope this video has helped you and maybe any friend that you share it to, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.